G'day everyone, I want to show you a new build I've just started. It is Tamiya's Honda Formula 1 in the big 1/12 scale. This is a very old kit, and judging by the instructions, I think this particular one was released in the 1980s. But it's based on Tamiya's first ever 1/12 scale kit from the late 1960s. There is huge scope to improve this model, both fixing errors and adding detail. Even though it's a big scale and has moving suspension, the kit doesn't carry that much more detail than what a comparable 120 or 124 scale kit would have. There has been a re-release with new parts, better decals and photo etch, so if you're looking at building one, definitely go for the later version. But like most of my stash, this one's been sitting on the shelf for many years and I just want to get some of these built. So it'll basically be out of box, not of a specific race, just a general representation of the car as it ran in 1966. This is the state of the build at the moment. Most of the parts have come off the sprue and have been cleaned up and in some cases painted. There's some primer on this, for example. The seat's been painted. But this is not all of the parts. There's still quite a number of parts. All the suspension, the wheels, brakes and a few other bits are still on the sprue, and I'll get to those in a later video. But these are all of the first bits that I've done anyway. So the front bulkhead here, no paint on this. This is the colour of the plastic, which is actually very close to what the final colour will be. Same with the monocoque here and the nose. That's just plastic finish, so there's some work to do on that. This air intake required a bit of work. Now, the blog has got more detail on what had to be done here to get the scoop and everything to fit in here. So this is just a bit of an overview video. There's more detail on the blog site. Drive shafts are done. So there's two of those. So they won't get fitted for a while yet, but they're ready to go. There's polished aluminium on this metallic panel that's to go inside the cockpit. The kit includes this wire mesh that goes in front of the radiator, so this needs to be painted, but it is included in the kit. Now with the nose, this kit is, as I said, it's quite an old kit, so the Zeus fasteners are cast in. On the modern release of this, I would assume that that's photo etch, which would be better, but I'm not going to worry about getting aftermarket photo etch for this. I just want to get it built and grind on through the stash and get things happening. So anyway, that's the nose, the monocoque and engine. This is just dry fit. Let me just take this out. So there's about 10 or 12 parts make up this overall. I used a scribe to try and deepen some of the panel lines in this, just so that there'll be a bit more of an effect later on in the build, including, I don't know if the camera brings them up, but there's these circular access hatches to the fuel cells. So I tried to etch those out a little bit more than what the cast-in detail was. Still a bit of work to go here. The engine obviously goes in the back. The rear suspension will hang off this rear bulkhead. Still the front bulkhead and suspension to go in here. So a lot of work involved to go there. Now the engine, the main parts of the engine and gearbox come together okay. A bit of a loose fit on a few areas, which again is shown on some photographs in the blog. This has been painted in SMS steel colours and then some wash put on it, and this is just getting the fuel injection lines in. So the fuel injection tubes are supplied in the kit, but they're actually wires, but all of that's provided. There's also ignition leads to go on this as well at a later stage. No. So that's the overall look at things. There's also a number of parts that have received various metallic finishes. So for example, there's this catch tank that's been done in SMS Super Silver. The oil cooler, I think it's for the diff, has been done in SMS aluminium. These holes I've drilled because there's going to be some plumbing to this once it's been installed on the car, and just a bit of wash on the fins on the back. This is polished aluminium from Alclad over a gloss black, and it's come up quite nicely. As have these two air scoops down the bottom, are also Alclad polished aluminium over gloss black. SMS Super Silver on this oil cooler, and wash in the fins to give the detail. These are just in aluminium colour. I don't even know what these are. I think they're fuel pumps that go in the back of behind the seat in the cockpit. And the starter motor is an aluminium colour from SMS, And then I've hand painted the bit on the side and put a bit of wash to pick out the detail. There are more updates to come, and of course there's a full build diary with a lot more detail being published on the Wixie 500 blog as the work progresses. Until next time, cheers!